Good afternoon, Pep.
Afternoon.
We start with the news that was announced this week. You're the club's official head coach. I know you said before that this title's irrelevant to you and the job you're doing, but at the very least you acknowledge that from the owners it's a show of faith.
Yes, I acknowledge that, but I will refer a lot to what I said from the beginning. I'm just a very small piece in a very big club with a lot of history, and I feel very proud for the confidence, of course, for myself. But in the end of the day, I'm very aware that my duty is to be part of a big group of people who are all fantastic, and I mentioned that from the youngest of our players in the academy, in boys and girls, and the oldest of our players in the first team, as well as our fans and everyone in the staff, in the academy, in the first team, and in the club. Everyone is putting their best to make sure that Birmingham gets to the best possible position or possible moment for the club, and I'm just a very small piece. We're very clear in my role and what my role is, and I don't get away from the fact that I'm only here to serve the players, to try to get the best football possible and to help the club in whatever areas. I kind of always said it's not about me, it's only about the club, and it will still be about the club when I'm not here, or when any of us are not here anymore. And I acknowledge the history of this club. I feel proud to be part of this history in a very, very little scale, because I feel very, very comfortable here in the club and in the city, and I'm really enjoying the fact that life brought me here. But end of the day, very focused on my job and the fact that the club had this recognition. Obviously, I value it a lot from a personal point of view, especially if it can help the club, but hasn't changed my focus on what is important from me.
And on the pitch, is it a reflection that the owners feel like we're on the right tracks, you're progressing the team as they'd hoped?
Of course, I think in the end of the day, numbers don't lie, and we keep track on everything that we do, with video and with obviously with numbers and everything, because in the end of the day, it's a way to measure what are you. Everyone has worked so hard in this club. Last season, we were the team in the 4 English leagues who played the most direct football. The fact that we manage now to have a football that is still young, but it's growing, in that short period of time, when you think about it and you reflect on it, the task was huge. The club, our owners, and everyone working in the club, we all value where we are. Because in the end of the day, I felt like when I got this data that we were the most direct side of the 4 English leagues last season. I felt like we turned into Titanic, you know what I mean? Luckily we were on high sea, so we could turn, and there was no eyes on the way. But that's just a show of the vision that our owners had for this club. It could be possible to do it, and the encouragement given and the vision of the players and trust in their own confidence, and obviously everyone has done their part, and now we have a little bit of football that we need to make it grow. But are we settled for it? No. I think now it's a moment that we need to be ambitious. We need to turn the fact that we became a little bit more solid away from home, for example, and got a point. Now we need to turn it in 3 points. We need to make sure that we are ambitious enough to take the next step, because in the end of the day, that's what football is about, you know.
Do you think it will reassure both the players currently here at the squad and with the January transfer window on the horizon, potential players as well, that you are the permanent head coach of the club and not just the caretaker?
What I want is the players, if any player has to come on January or whenever, I want them to come because of what we are producing in the pitch, and because of Birmingham City, no one should be coming because I'm coach or I'm whatever title I am. So that's our job, to make sure that we keep growing our football, and whoever the club decides that can help us in the future to bring, obviously, make that as smooth as possible and make sure that they can contribute on our football, and they make sure that they feel that that's a football that suits them in the end of the day, you know.
So from a practical point of view, nothing changes from your perspective?
No, nothing changed. We have not even spoke about it in the team, nothing, because in the end of the day, I just prepared for the game. We prepare in the week. There's always a little bit of preparation for the game, a little bit of preparation on ourselves to keep growing our football, and that's exactly what we've been doing, same as any other week.
Another 3-game week ahead. How far away are we from turning these draws into victories?
We need to... I'm always convinced that this game is about the margins, you know. There's a lot of very good signs in our side. Like, for example, in Huddersfield, we start down, losing, and we turn it. And the same happened in Millwall when the game got very, very difficult. We turn it, you know. I think we can all be a little bit tidier in our football to make sure we get... In the end of the day, we're close to what we want to be. We want to be a side that plays without fear of taking risks, without fear of attacking, because I'm convinced that this is the way to score the goals. You know, this is the way to score the goals, to know that you can risk, that you can be a threat, and you can put problems to your position. Because, you know, in the end of the day, this game, if you don't put problems to a position, the opposition starts thinking that, well, if you don't put problems to me, I'll start putting problems to you. So that's why it's important for us, and we do have the mentality that it's very good to get 1 point when the option is to get none, but we want to count in threes, because after all the hard work that we've done and the fact that we are in a position that we managed to have enough football, enough belief and enough confidence not to be in a direct relegation fight after so much time, I think it's a great opportunity for us to grow and to make sure that it's on us to believe that we can win home and away, and that we fight for it.
Just wanted to get your thoughts on the relationship between Alvaro Jimenez and Lukas Jukovic, both on the pitch at the same time. Is that something that's going to have to work on? Is it going to flourish over time? Does it need to be given some time?
It's not an easy question. It's not an easy question because, in the end of the day, Juki is a player who has a lot of experience in the league, with a very proven track record. We know what we're going to get from Juki. We know what he's good at, what he can add, and we know him very well as a person as well. We know he's top on every department. With Alvaro, in the end, he had a little handicap because he comes from a different league, from a different country. Takes always more time to adapt to it, you know. Sometimes I end up probably that share with a lot of fans and you as well, that sometimes I think that sometimes in some areas they are similar player, and sometimes it's difficult to pair very similar players. But as well, I know that with so many games to play, it's important as well that they could complement each other. You know, I think we got solid in the back, we got solid in the midfield, and now in the end of the day, the task of the coach is recognize things that we need to improve and test and try by trial and error and in the trainings, and then try to get into games to get the right combinations for that opposition and this kind of thing. So the thing is that we have options that Juki and Alvaro, they can play together and they can play on their own with someone else. And important is that we get options, and we use our time to maximize our options, really.
Have you noticed a different Jude Bellingham in the past couple of weeks in terms of his performances, going from a young player in the side who wants to keep the ball and be safe with his passing to being the driving force in that midfield? Yes,
absolutely. I saw a big improvement against Sheffield Wednesday, and as well on Saturday against Millwall. It's changed. It's changed for the positive. He's taking more responsibility for his age. That's a lot. That change could imply that his tactical role will need to change with it as well. For the best. And I think slowly he's getting very stable in his performances and very consolidated in this league, and is becoming a key piece for us when you compare it to the age that he has, and everyone is working very well to give him the support that he needs to keep growing. We are in a moment that I'm ready to demand more of him, because he's the kind of player that got to that point that if we get more demand, it will keep growing and growing. And the good thing is he has a mentality that he wants that demand. So very good days for him.
Looking ahead to Saturday, what are you expecting from Reading?
Well, I expect a very difficult game. It's always difficult for us there. It's a team that Puska striker. The three forwards for me are in good form. They play with very clear ideas. We need to make sure that we control some of the losses, that we don't risk in some of the areas that they are dangerous when they win it, and because they do some good breaks, and we need to do a very good job on defensively against them, and offensively we need to be ourselves, take risk, believe in ourselves, and go believe that we can win. I think we've been having very good performances away from home, and now it's another one, and we need to put another step into our journey, and always think that we need to fight from the beginning until the end for 3 points. But we know that it's a solid team, that they break well, that they play wide as well and attack the box, and when they don't have the ball, obviously they packed the box a lot, so it's not easy to get clarity around their box, so we need to probably do everything a little bit quicker.
What's the early diagnosis on Mark Roberts' injury?
Less, how do I say that? It's not as bad as it could have been. Obviously, when we think that Mark Roberts is a very big player with big weight, all the weight went into one ankle. It could have been damaging, could have broke his ligaments. Has a little bit of damage on that, but nothing's been broken, so we're looking for a shorter recovery span than we thought, but still nothing below 4 or 6 weeks.
Is Gary Gardner any closer to featuring?
Yeah, I think for his confidence and for himself as well to get his fitness back into shape, I think it's good that he might be playing one under 23 game. So, and afterwards he's ready. He's already training with us and getting very, very close to be ready.
Finally, Pep, how much do you enjoy in this role and working with this group at this football club at the minute?
Very much. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you know how much I like Birmingham. I like it a lot for the music, or for what it means in the music world. No, but I really like the club. It's a club that I learned to love, and I learned the history slowly, and I learned the values of the people related in the club and the fans, and especially what I like that if you're part of Birmingham, you know that you always can count with everyone to support you, especially in bad times, and that's what I've seen that happen. It was a huge task. What was the mandate? And because I know the fans, they were really supportive of the football that we were doing, and that's made it more rewarding now when we play this kind of football, and they're enjoying as well the ride with the rest of the team. I like where I live. I like for these reasons the club, and I've been lucky enough in my career to have worked for a lot of fantastic football clubs. But here in England, I feel at home on very few places, and I said that when I was in Leeds, that I felt very at home in Leeds, and here is the same. So I feel very, very stable and very focused, and with a lot of motivation to give my best, and work very hard, and hope for a bit of luck to help us, and that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.